Hello and welcome back to Provo 2019. It is the Aston Villa Master League save, and today we are playing Wigan in the FA Cup, followed by Bristol City in the Championship. It's going to be a highlights package again, similar to the last episode. But before we get into that, the transfer window has shut, and we need to go through the squad. So first up, the goalkeepers. Our starting goalkeeper for most of the season will be Nyland. He's a Norwegian international. Plays for us, 28, and is listed as an offensive goalkeeper. His backup will be pretty much between a mix of the three. Andre Moreira, we have Portuguese, 23 years old, leader, is a level 2 leader in the team. Mark Bunn, English, 34 years old, no real traits to have. This will probably be his last season at the club. We'll look to move him on after this season. And then the youngest of the lot, 21-year-old Sarkic, Montenegrin, international. Well, probably not quite an international, but very tall at 181 centimetres. If he doesn't improve too much, we'll probably look to move him on as well. In front of them, we have three main centre-backs at the club. James Chester, club captain, Welsh, 29 years old, level 1 leader. Alex Tuanzebe, or Axel Tuanzebe, I think it is. English, on loan from Man United, but in the game he starts the game at Aston Villa, so he'll be our player forever. 21 years old, very tall, 185 centimetres. Looking good. I'm looking to build probably the defence around him as he progresses. Backing up those two when we play two centre-backs is Elphick, English player, 31 years old, a level 1 leader within Aston Villa's ranks. Left back, we only have one out-and-out left back at the club, and that is Neil Taylor, Welsh international, 29 years old, an offensive fullback. He's a level 1 star player within Aston Villa. Three real right backs, some of which can trade up to support Taylor, are Alan Hutton, 34-year-old Scottish right back. It's not been hidden that I tried to move him on. I can't imagine him getting much game time and being at the club for very long. Richie Delap backs them up. Belgian, 30 years old, ex-Man United, ex-Leicester City, defensive fullback, a level 2 leader within our club. And then the youngster, Bree, 21 years old, English. Again, not too sure how much we're going to see him. He might feature in some of the cup games, but hopefully Delap will keep his fitness. Moving into the midfield, we have Jedinak, Australian international, 34 years old, listed as the Destroyer. He is a team player level 1. Probably will be in and out of the team depending on fitness, but for this season, he'll definitely be in and around the first team. And then in central midfield, new signing, Johan Cabaye, French, 32 years old, team player level 2, and he is the anchor man in the team. Brought in as the playmaker extraordinaire, expect him to feature a lot. Hurrihan, central midfielder, Irish, Aston Villa, 27 years old, 180 centimetres. Not too much to say about him, but he'll be in and around the first team as well. And then we have Lansbury, more of an attacking sort of player in our team. English, 28 years old, star player, level 1. So we'll look to keep him around to keep the fans happy. He's got a long contract until the 2022 season. He'll be featuring in and out of the team a little bit, but there's a lot more competition for him. 24 years old, Scottish midfielder McGinn. He is a classic number 10, according to our assistant manager. He is 175 centimetres, and he's got a contract until 2021. Tish Bowler, another player. It's not hidden that I tried to move on in the last transfer window, but he's very tall at 190 centimetres. He represents the Congo Democratic Republic, and he is 23 years old, a couple of years on his contract. He'll be in and out of the cup games, I imagine. Left midfield, but also looking to play in the centre, is Bjarnason, the box-to-box midfielder. He's Icelandic, he's 30 years old, and he's 178 centimetres. Looking pretty good with his long slick hair and his hairband as well. On the right of midfield, we have Adoma, 31 years old, a prolific winger, and a level 1 star player. He comes from Ghana, and he's contracted until 2022. El Mohammadi is also fighting for a right wing spot, although he will sometimes occasionally play right back. 183 centimetres, Egyptian international, and he's a level 1 team player. Now, new in at attacking midfield to give Jack Grealish some competition is Hatem Ben Arfa. He is French, he's 31, he's a classic number 10 sort of player. Don't expect him to do too much defending, but he's also listed as a level 1 star player, only here on a year-long contract, but looking to get the most out of him within that year. Jack Grealish, the star of Aston Villa. The player looks nothing like the guy in real life. That's a shame. But he's 23, a youth prospect, a level 1, and I'm expecting big things around him. I'm hoping for the entirety of this save we won't sell Jack Grealish, but that does depend on other players we get in and any bids that come in for him and their value. So as the sort of wing forwards, we have two main wing forwards at the club. We have Andre Green, English international, 20 years old. He's not an international, he's just an English player. 20 years old, 180 centimetres, he's a level 1 youth prospect. He's contracted here for 2 more years till 2020. And, you know, maybe get some game time in the Cups. On the right wing, we have El Ghazi. He was like a prolific winger is what he's listed as a star player as well for the club. He is Dutch, which is interesting, I didn't know that. 189 centimetres, so again, quite tall. Lots of interest in him in the window, but we managed to hold on to him. He can also play quite proficiently at left wing as well, and right midfield, so looking to get quite a lot out of him. Then backing up into the strikers, we go Ross McCormack. Prefers to play as a shadow striker, but can play right wing, left wing, and centre forward, and attacking midfield. He's 32-year-old, he's listed as a team player, and he is contracted until 2020. Someone we may look to move on as we get more strikers to come and support the players. On loan from Chelsea, England international, Tammy Abraham, 21 years old, 190 centimetres, listed as a goal poacher, and his loan expires at the end of the season. Up front with him will normally be this man, Kodja, Aston Villa striker, represented from the Côte d'Ivoire, or the Ivory Coast as we know it. 29, 190 centimetres. He's listed as a goal poacher and has a team role as a star player as well. Contracted for 2 more years until 2020. And then backing them up, he came on and scored a wonderful goal against Brentford. The Irish player that is Hogan. 26 years old, 180 centimetres, and a goal poacher to boot as well. 2 more years on his contract, and we're hoping to get the best out of him. And then on to the young strikers that we've got at the club. We have Kelvin Davis, England international, 20 years old, 188 centimetres, and he's listed as a youth prospect in the club as well. Hepburn Murphy is there, England, 20, 173 centimetres tall, and his contract ends in 2020. McGurdy, someone again, I was trying to get him out on loan or to leave the club on a transfer, but he's still here, 21 years old, English, and he's contracted at the club for another 3 years until 2021. Not too tall, he's 175 centimetres, but we're training him up to be a bit of a fox in the box. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the complete Aston Villa team. Here are the squad numbers for each of those players on the screen, and let's get into the game against Wigan. So here we are at the Metropole Arena, Wigan Athletic versus Aston Villa, and the clubs come out following the referees onto the pitch. So we're lining up with Nyland in goal, Chester and Tuanzebe at the back. Alan Hutton gets a rare outing at right back, and left back is Neil Taylor. Ben Arthur, as you can see there, starting in the 11, making his debut, hence the cameras are on him and there's a big fuss. Johan Kabay is on the bench, he'll come on probably at some point. We have in the middle Hurahan and Lansbury, Henry Lansbury playing in the central of midfield, as the graphic will just show them right now. So Wigan lining up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, which is matched by Aston Villa, as the graphic will just about show. Hatton Ben Arfa comes in to make his debut in attacking midfield for Aston Villa. Nyland in goal, Chester, Tuanzebe and Taylor. Alan Hutton gets a rare run out at right back. Lansbury in the middle. Grealish starting at a left wing role. And Johan Kabay will be hoping to make his debut from the bench. So the game gets underway and Wigan kick us off here in the FA Cup first round. We'll be back if there's any interesting action. It's been a pretty slow start, but there's a bit of space for Neil Taylor on the left-hand side. Plays the ball into the middle. Held up well by Grealish. Flick round the corner. Taylor's got in a bit of space again. Can he put this cross in? It's Aston Villa on the early attack. It's just over the head of the striker. And Hatton Ben Arfa can't pick it up. Hatton Ben Arfa lays it in, but he can't get there. But he gets it back. Hatton Ben Arfa is here. Little shimmy. Makes some space. Hatton Ben Arfa going for the shot. It's a great slide tackle from the Wigan defender. McManaman on the wing for Wigan. He's got a bit of space onto the right-hand side. Whips a cross in. Oh, the acrobatic volley from Garner in front of Alan Hutton. And it's gone high and wide. But we'll see that again in an action replay, as it's a good turn for McManaman. A nice little 1-2 to get him in space down the line. Cross comes in and the acrobatic volley from Joe Garner goes over the bar. No Will Grigg today for Wigan. He is on the bench. Wigan have a corner. And it's very busy in the box. Over and lining along the 6-yard line here. Evans to take it. Swings it in. And it misses everybody. Falls to Connolly. And it's blocked. He'll try to get the clearance in, and he'll try again, but Connolly picks it up, and that's very good covering from Tuanzebe in the middle. Read the danger and was there to snuff it out. And now Villa look to launch a counter-attack. As it goes, that's a terrible pass. 15 minutes in and Wigan have their second corner of the game. It's gone short and cut back to McMahon, who flicks it on with a back heel. What a save from Nyland. And it's going to be Wigan's third corner in pretty quick succession here. Wigan are really putting Aston Villa under the cosh, and it was a well-worked set piece. The deflection, and Nyland makes a strong hand save to his right-hand side. And here comes another corner. Lee Evans, I assume it's Lee Evans, L. Evans, to ping it into the box. No, he's gone short, which we saw coming. It smacks Chester in the chest and goes for a throw-in. So from the throw, Wigan looking to build something. And so good tackle. Now Wigan have sent a lot of men forward here. And it's Codger breaking away. He lays it in field. There's a man over and it's Jack Grealish. What can he do here? Jack Grealish looks to cut inside with a bit of skill. But Byrne reads it well and Wigan live that counter-attack. Live that counter-attack? I clearly mean they survive that counter-attack. It's very hard to play and commentate at the same time. First real game I've ever had to do it. Aston Villa building this well into Hatem Ben Arfa. He's looking to dictate the play, but his pass was just blocked. Long ball over the top, and Garner is out-jumped by Tuanzebe. Looks slightly like a foul, but we'll let it play. Hatem Ben Arfa picks it up in the middle of the park. Into Codger, but he just couldn't get there. Ben Arfa struggling to adapt straight away to an Aston Villa shirt, but hopefully he will pick up. Obviously, signed on a free transfer from PSG in this game. I think it was, or released on a free transfer from PSG. And Windass is on a run, tries to cut it back. Chester does very well and even nutmegs his man in the process. But dilly-dallying on the ball. Oh, and Neil Taylor tried to reach it. Garner, that's a terrible finish. And Villa are lucky to not find themselves 1-0 down. Villa are really struggling to put passes together in this game. But it's a good interception from Alan Hutton. Probably the first good thing he's done in the game. But Ben Arfa loses it. And now Wigan will look to attack. And Villa are really struggling to get involved in this. That's a good tackle. Now let's see if we can get this going quickly. Up to Grealish. Good flick round the corner. Codger into Ben Arfa. Ben Arfa turns away from his man. Back to Codger. Codger's got Ben Arfa running, but he's just too slow on the turn. And again, Wigan survive. And Hatem Ben Arfa's gone down holding his face. Now it didn't look like a foul, but it's a yellow card for the captain of Wigan. And it's in a very good position. There is Hatem Ben Arfa in the screen. And now this didn't look like a foul. This is why I wasn't commentating on it. And Hatem Ben Arfa seems to put his face into Alex Bruce's shoulder and wins a free kick. So, now what do we do here? I think Hatem Ben Arfa on his debut is going to have a cheeky little shot from here. It's a long way out, but he's going to give it a go. Ben Arfa steps up. Oh, it's into the wall. And that should be Byrne's header to win. Jack Grealish managed to get his head to it though. And Aston Villa can just recycle the ball a bit. We'll stick with this highlight. It could turn into something. Codger has it. Looks to feed it into Jack Grealish, who is offside. And Wigan will take the free kick. Yeah, Jack Grealish just offside there. And here come Aston Villa and Hatem Ben Arfa's in behind. It's a glorious chance on his debut. He went for the near post. And the goalkeeper for Wigan makes a very good save. It was good build-up play from Villa as Hatem Ben Arfa just used his pace to get a little bit away from Alex Bruce in the middle. And then the shot was pretty poor. And it's a decent save from the goalkeeper. But Aston Villa have a corner. And we're going to go for the in-swinging boot of Hatem Ben Arfa on this. And we'll see what it can come to. So set pieces wise, we'll go for the train on the edge of the box. And we're going to try and dink this up, but away from the goalkeeper. So in it goes. There's a battle in the box. Oh, and Bruce just got the block in with his head and stopped that from going goal bound. And Aston Villa win a throw-in just inside the Wigan half. So Aston Villa being patient with the build-up here, just looking to build it around. It's found Hatem Ben Arfa, who again tried to go for a shot from range. And Walton just picks it out of the air quite comfortably as we go into the last minute of the first half. Just ticking into injury time now as Garner beats Chester in the air, and it goes all the way out to Jacobs on the left-hand side. Now, is there a sting in the tail here for Wigan Athletic as Hutton looks to hold him up? They've dinked that in. Is he offside? He's not offside. He's still in, and Chester will get that away with quite a comfortable clearance. And at half-time in the FA Cup first round, it is Wigan 0, Aston Villa 0. So one change at half-time. Tammy Abraham comes on and replaces Hurahan, and Aston Villa have changed to a 4-4-2. Jack Grealish, playing on the left-hand side, has got the ball from Neil Taylor. As Aston Villa are just looking to play this around, waiting for the pockets of space, and there is one. And it goes out wide to Alan Hutton. Alan Hutton up the line, and Hutton's got into a bit of space. Nice early cross. It's headed down, and there's the shot. Oh, it's just gone past the post from Codger. So unlucky for the striker. Great play from Aston Villa as it was worked wide here to Alan Hutton. Think the cross in, and it was headed down. I think that was by Ben Arthur. I'm not 100% sure, but Codger just puts it past the post. Very, very unlucky. So you come to us on the hour mark, and it's been a pretty dire second half, to be honest. Aston Villa struggling in their new formation, but Wigan are just looking to get in. It's Joe Garner, and he slips in. Alan Hutton's been done for pace. He dives in. It's blocked all over the place, and I think Wigan are going to have a corner, or is that just gone straight wide for a goal kick as Nyland shouts at his defence? Joe Garner got in behind Alan Hutton, selling himself down the river here, and it looks like it should be a corner, but the referee's given a goal kick, so we'll play from there, definitely. So long ball forward from Nyland, looking out towards Jack Grealish, who's been struggling in this 4-4-2 in the second half. We really haven't been able to move the ball as much as we'd like. So Alan Hutton picks it up at right back. And then he's got a runner in the middle, and that's created a lot of space, and Tammy Abraham could be in here. He could be in behind. Tammy Abraham shoots. It's a good save from Collette, I think it is, in the goal for Wigan, and Bayern gets it away. And then Ben Arthur lays it out left to Taylor. Taylor looks to Dinkin across. It's blocked, and Aston Villa will get a corner, and this will be the introduction of Yohan Cabaye for Lansbury. So Yohan Cabaye comes in for his debut. Two debutants in the centre of midfield now for Aston Villa. Yohan Cabaye and Hatem Ben Arthur. And the first thing Cabaye's going to do is take a corner and swing it in and hopefully find one of our other strikers. So Yohan Cabaye with his right foot, wearing the number 8, swings it in. It's a free header. Oh, it's just gone wide. It was Cabaye to Ben Arthur. So unlucky there. Cabaye puts in. Ben Arthur with a little dink header just past the post. Oh, he's unlucky. Here comes Bayern on the attack into Windass. Wigan looking to create. Out it goes to Burn again. That's read really well by Cabaye, but that's a very poor pass from Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish now looking to atone for his error. Tuanzebe makes up for it. But Tuanzebe's lost it, or his pass was pretty bad. Cabaye dives in, and it's 1-0 to Wigan. And it's the FA Cup first round, and Garner has got his goal. It's a dreadful mistake at the back. Tuanzebe did well to make the tackle, and then his pass was just atrocious. Tuanzebe here, looking to pass it into Ben Arthur, who wasn't expecting it, and it wasn't. It was James Chester that slid in and absolutely sold himself down the river. It's 1-0, and Aston Villa need a goal. We've been in this position before against Brentford, but let's see if they can recover. So El Ghazi down the right-hand side. He goes around the tackle. Referee, give that man a booking. That was not a very good tackle at all. That's how Alan Hutton is trying to get involved like he always does. It looks like it's just going to be a talking to for this one. But Robinson gets away with that, and it's not a yellow card. But I really thought that should have been... it should have been a yellow card. El Ghazi's just dinked round him, and he was never getting that right. Let's get Cabaye on this one as well. 85 for free kick taking Yohan Cabaye. Then let's swing this into the box with some pace and see if we can get someone. It's hit the wall. Yohan Cabaye, that is not very good at all. But it's still alive. Aston Villa still have the ball with Hatem Ben Arthur. Back to Cabaye. Cabaye looking to work something here with Ben Arthur. Obviously old Newcastle teammates as well. It goes back to Chester. Into Ben Arthur. Back to Chester again. Aston Villa just playing the patient game while they've got the ball. Alan Hutton. Into Cabaye. Cabaye looking to make something happen. Sees the run of Abraham. Into Codger. That's got to be a foul. The ref plays advantage. We want the free kick. He's brought it back for it, I think. And this could be Yohan Cabaye territory. As the referee now gives Burn a bit of a talking to. And we'll see where this is going to line up. Burn getting a big talk. The referee's being quite lenient on this. Codger did well. Good bit of hold-up play. Actually tried to find a pass into Abraham. And that's a diving tackle. And you can see the pain on Codger's face. Now, this is all about Mr. Cabaye. This is what we brought you in for, Yohan. Yohan Cabaye looking to place it over the wall. It's hit the wall and goes over the bar. Very unlucky for Yohan Cabaye. Wall did well, to be fair. It's a good little block from the wall, and it's going to be a corner. Tammy Abraham will stay on the duties for this one. And it's going to be into the box. High and handsome. Looking for Cabaye, who flicks it on and Burn gets it away. Now Abraham picks up the rebound. Looks to curl one, and Walton makes a very easy catch. So 15 minutes to go, and we're going to just change things up a bit here. We're going to push Ben Arthur really in behind the strikers. Johan Cabaye is just going to sit in central midfield on his own. And we're actually going to play into a diamond formation. So Jack Grealish is going to come into central midfield, and El Ghazi is going to be replaced, and Jedinak and Cabaye are going to switch over. So that's what we're going to go with. We're playing slight attack, and we're going to push Ben Arthur right up as high as he can go to be an attacking midfielder, which I think is about there, yeah. So, here we go. Attacking fullbacks, 2 up front, Abraham and Kodja. Ben Arthur just in behind. Let's see what we can do from this. Aston Villa are playing more attacking now as the ball goes out for a throw. So there we go. El Ghazi replaced by Jedinak. Looks like a defensive sub, but overall makes us more attacking. Let's see if we can get an equaliser. So Kodja's gone down the line. He's actually got in behind here. Kodja looks to drill in a low cross, but it's poor and Bruce picks it up. It was on his weaker foot. Probably should have taken a bit more time to actually sort that out. As Robinson just calmly plays it out. And it looks like Wigan are going to progress here in the FA Cup. Aston Villa have been a little bit disappointing today. Alan Hutton has found himself in quite a lot of space on the right-hand side. Looks to cut back. But it's poor. He's not impressed in this game, Alan Hutton. He will not be playing his way back into my good books. And Joe Garner has got the pace on Chester. Chester get back. Chester has rifled it in his own net. Oh my word. I've just tried to do a pass back to the goalkeeper and massively overhit it. And James Chester is distraught with himself. An absolute comical error. James Chester, I thought it was done for pace. He got back well at Garner. And he's just, he's sort of toe poked the pass back. Nyland not being able to dive on it. And it is a calamitous error from James Chester. I mean, what a finish. To be fair to the boy, what a finish. Just massively in the wrong goal. And now Aston Villa need to come from 2 behind, or it's going to be debuts to forget for Johan Cabaye and Hatem Ben Arfa. But it's into Tammy Abraham. Is he offside? He is just offside. I thought he might be. Good bit of interchange there between Ben Arfa, Cabaye and Abraham. So close, but Tammy just needs to hold that run a little bit more. Given the number 9 shirt in the squad number reshuffle. But yeah, so unlucky. And here come Wigan again. It's out to Jacobs and Alan Hutton gets the block in. He's going to need a bit of help here, Hutton, on the wing side. Tuanzebe reads that very well and gets a foot in. And then Cabaye lays it back and they build it across. And now, long ball up towards Hatem Ben Arfa. Hatem on a flick round the corner. There's Neil Taylor on the overlap and he's found him. Can he give it back to Kodja? He tries to. Ben Arfa lays it into Kodja's path. Neil Taylor's on the overlap. It's Neil Taylor. Shoots. Oh, it's gone wide. Aston Villa have created the chances but just haven't been able to put it away. As this is a wonderful play. Kodja picked out a lovely pass here. Maybe could have cut it back to Kodja, but I don't blame the defender for shooting there. But 5 minutes to go and Aston Villa really need a goal. And it just doesn't look like it's coming. As Alan Hutton's got to get on his bike here and catch up with Gibson. Gibson holds up the ball really well. Obviously Wigan don't really need to attack. And this is Aston Villa trying to be composed out the back. Sometimes you've just got to hoof it. And it's another foul by Wigan. They've been giving loads of them away. And it's a 3rd yellow card of the game. This time to Joe Garner. And his name gets put in the referee's naughty book. So into injury time we go. And can Aston Villa just get a little consolation goal? Johan Cabaye is given a lot of space to run into. Abraham's made a great run. It's Tammy Abraham. And he's missed that one as well. It's just not Aston Villa's day as the strikers. And that was a glorious chance. Johan Cabaye threading a lovely ball through to Tammy Abraham. Saw the run. First time shot and Abraham's got to be finishing that. As with this goal kick, it'll probably be the end of the game as Aston Villa look absolutely dead on their feet. The ball goes long. Joe Garner knocks it down for Windass. And Chester just standing off him a bit. As a free man in the middle, if Lopez can pick him out. Lopez tries to pick out Garner. Hutton gets a blocking on that one and Nyland dives on the ball. The long kick up forward. And that is the full-time whistle. It's Aston Villa 0, Wigan 2 and James Chester with quite an embarrassing own goal. And not the debuts that Hatem Ben Arfa and Johan Cabaye wanted to really take place in. But it's 2-0. Aston Villa are out of the FA Cup. The chairman will not be happy, but will be back for the game against Bristol City. So we are now here for Aston Villa versus Bristol City at Ashton Gate in Bristol. And the squads are slightly different today. So Cabaye gets his first full start. So Ben Arthur is in there as well. We have Jedinak, Cabaye and Ben Arthur in central midfield. Tuanzebe Chester at the back. Alan Hutton is dropped completely from the squad and Richie Delac comes back in. Neil Taylor keeps his place at left back. Left wing for this game is someone that I can't remember now. Up front is Tammy Abraham. On the right is El Mohammadi. And the game gets underway. So straight from the kickoff, Patterson is in behind, but it's a good tackle from Delac, showing why he should definitely be playing ahead of Alan Hutton. But Chester has given that ball away, kept his place after that quite frankly ridiculous own goal, as Taylor does well. And that needed to go over the top really, as I get frustrated with myself in the game. And that's good pressure. But Watkins finds himself in. The goalkeeper's got to come and get that, and does. Nyland covers well. And there's a bit of a counter-attack on here on the left-hand side. As it's Codger, Adoma, sorry, is it now, who's on the left wing, not Codger. And Dowd just holds the ball up, looking to get in behind. Watkins again on this right-hand side. It's a poor cross. And Aston Villa will look to bring the ball away into Abraham. Abraham using his pace to spin in behind. Can Aston Villa make something of this? He's going for an early cross. He's put the ball in, and El Mohammadi with the header, but it's never troubling the goalkeeper. And it's 0-0. As here come Bristol City. Patterson picks it up just inside the box. He's held up. And that's terrible defending. Tuanzebe left the ball. But Nyland pounces on it. And the ball goes high into the air. And again, Adoma doesn't win the header. Which is very, very annoying. As Patterson picks up the ball for Bristol City. He's been a bit of a danger man for him so far. As Delac reads that pass really well. Up to El Mohammadi. Infield to Ben Arthur. Ben Arthur. Up to Abraham. Abraham just holds on to the ball, waiting for the run. Sees Ben Arthur go again. Ben Arthur, lovely back heel. Adoma with a curler. And Manyapa makes a good save in the Bristol City net. So it's early days in Cultured Left Foot's management career, but the chairman is not reportedly not very happy with the FA Cup exit. And the confidence in Cultured Left Foot's management is dropping down somewhat in the rankings at the club. So we'll have to see if we can turn it around. As the ball goes out to Watkins on the right-hand side. He's closed down by Taylor. And that's again a poor clearance. Aston Villa really rushing these clearances. And now Johan Cabaye has a bit more time on the ball. Picks a pass out to Richie Delac. Richie Delac, a bit of space to move into. Jedinak calling for the ball, and Delac gives it to him. Up into the midfield. Now, can Aston Villa make something of this? We'll see. The answer is no, they couldn't, as Jedinak gave the ball in the middle of midfield. But he gets it back. And he's got a bit of space to run into. And he's trying to feed Ben Arthur. Jedinak should not do passes like that. It just doesn't fit his style of play. He should just turn around and use his left foot and pass the ball to Ben Arthur properly. So Hatem Ben Arthur comes forward. He's got Tammy Abraham inside of him. He goes for a 1-2. It just doesn't find Ben Arthur with the return. Very unlucky that, as Delac wins that header. And Aston Villa look to come again. It's a tackle. It's a race, and Chester just about wins it. And picks up a foul in the process. So Ben Arthur with the ball on the edge of the box. Looks to feed it into Abraham. Abraham uses his strength. Ben Arthur stopped his run. And it could have been something magical. So Ben Arthur is getting into the box. Neil Taylor has the ball on the wing. Adoma. You can see a man on the edge. It's Johan Cabaye. Johan Cabaye with the ball. Out to the right hand side to Delac. Back to Cabaye. Cabaye has it infield to Delac again. And Delac just holds onto the ball. Not really being able to move anywhere. Finds Taylor. And Taylor's going to have to go all the way back to Tuanzebe. Tuanzebe tries to find Taylor again, but it's a poor pass. And it's just cleared for a throw-in by the Bristol City defender. Neil Taylor on the left-hand side, looking infield to Ben Arthur, but they're not on the same wavelength. And Neil Taylor's pass is pretty poor. Jedinak wins it back, and Aston Villa keep possession. Ben Arthur with the ball round the corner into El Mohammadi, who tried to find Abraham, but he was fouled, and Aston Villa have a free kick again in a dangerous position. There's Ben Arthur chatting to the ref. And the Bristol City captain gets away with a talking to. And there was really nothing in it. El Mohammadi flicked the ball round the corner. And it was just a late challenge from Pisano. And Johan Cabaye is over the ball. Can he swing this one in? He's surely going to go for goal again. He does! Oh! It's just deflected off the wall and round the post. Very unlucky for Johan Cabaye. Keeper was stranded, I think. I don't think he was going to get a chance of getting that ball. As Johan Cabaye looks to flick this corner into the box. It's there to the edge of the area, looking for Taylor. Can't imagine that's one off the training ground. And Johan Cabaye's just got that delivery all sorts of wrong as Hunt keeps the ball. And Bristol City retain possession once more. Here come Bristol City. It's a dangerous ball in. Tuanzebe reads it. Gives the ball to Delac. who just holds on to it, takes his time, and then a crossfield pass out to Taylor, and Aston Villa withhold that problem again as it goes into Ben Arthur's feet. He's getting much more involved in this game, Ben Arthur, and Tammy Abraham holds it up, and then he's just run back into trouble. And this formation, Aston Villa are struggling a little bit. It's worked at times and hasn't worked as well at other times. Ben Arthur back to Taylor, up to Adoma. Adoma back to Taylor. Taylor is just holding on to it, waiting for the run of one of his teammates. Plays a 1-2. Well, tried to play a 1-2 with Jedinak, but it just did not come off. And I think we're going to have a rethink at half-time about this formation. So Neil Taylor with a lot of space to run into. He's still going, the left-back. He's still going into Hatem Ben Arthur. Ben Arthur just... it's frustrating. Now I realise why managers get frustrated with him in real life. He's doing lots of good things, but when it comes down to the final third pass, he's really, really struggling. He is linking the play well between attack and the midfield and the attack, but it's really just not working for him in this formation. We need to find a way to get the best out of Yohan Cabaye and Hatem Ben Arthur. So, Tabby Abraham with a nice back heel. And just a block on the pass. That would have been the ball through to Tammy Abraham. As he's put under a lot of pressure. Abraham nicks in and gets there. And it's Ben Arthur. Feeds it through. And Yohan Cabaye on the stretch just couldn't connect and get that shot off. That was unlucky. That's Aston Villa's probably best moment of the game. It's 0-0 at half-time in the Sky Bet Championship. Bristol City 0, Aston Villa 0. So the second half gets underway, no substitutions, but a slight tweak in formation as Aston Villa go to a 4-4-2 once again. Up the line, it's looking in field, Tammy Abraham just can't get there. And Bristol City now look to counter as the ball gets put through. And Dadoui's got the pace on Jedinak, but Jedinak did well just to hold him up and stop him making any real progression. As Dowda has it on the left-hand side, ball across, it's going to go out for a goal kick. Patterson looks to break through the lines, lays it out to the right-hand side to Watkins. Jedinak comes over to pressure him. Patterson's lost his man. Tuanzebe recovers very well. And it's given away. Dowd on the edge. And that's much more better composed play. And then Taylor puts his foot through it, looking for El Mohammadi. And Dowd wins the header. Patterson's there. Tuanzebe went out to react to him. And Dadoui's trying to look in to get in behind. We have enough cover. Jedinak holds him up. The ball's across. And oh my word, that's a terrible pass. Jedinak trying to build this out from the back. And it's worked that time somehow. Ben Arthur round the corner looking for Abraham. There's a good run on. It was actually meant to go wide to Adoma. Oh, as a goalkeeper slipped as he kicked that one. And Ben Arthur just couldn't pounce on it to make something happen. So Tammy Abraham's going to pressure the striker, but Bristol City hold on. Dadoui looks to get in behind. The Aston Villa defenders just appealing for offside that wasn't there. Tuanzebe's gone out to meet him, but that'll be the goalkeeper's ball. And Nyland pounces on it very well. Looking for a long throw out to the right-hand side to El Mohammadi, who gets a flick on the header, but Abraham just couldn't pick it up. And Pisano, the Bristol City captain, goes all the way back to Maniapa, and that will be that. As Dowda looks over the top for Pisano, he's pushed on from full-back, gets a crossing, but the lat's there to cover it. Jedinak just misses the ball. It goes into Patterson, back out to Dowda, whose cross is blocked, and Bristol City win a corner. Patterson swings it in. It's Hegler with a free header, and it's just gone over the bar, and that marking was absolutely atrocious. And we're going to look to make a sub. It's going to be Jedinak coming off to be replaced by Tishbola. Is going to get a bit of a rare run out, and we'll see how he gets on. So he's won the flick on into Ben Arthur. Ben Arthur is... No, he is fouled, or it might have been fouled for the headed challenge on the winger. We'll just see the replay here as Adoma went up for the header. Yeah, it was a late challenge. Adoma sent flying in that animation. And... now Aston Villa have the chance to swing in a free kick. Yohan Cabaye looking for Tammy Abraham, but he finds El Mohammadi, but Pisano wins the header. Delat with a flick on into Ben Arthur. Can't do anything with it. And it just gets stuck under his feet, Ben Arthur, and Patterson looks to bring it away. Put under pressure from Delat, and then Tuanzebe reads that really, really well and gets involved. Now Ben Arthur into Abraham, back to Ben Arthur. It's just, there's not that much support on. And Aston Villa move to an attacking formation. That's got to be... We want the free kick, referee. We want the free kick there. As the ball comes in and Baker's there and the referee thinks we played enough of an advantage. Although I would argue otherwise. As that's a great challenge from Adoma. Adoma's got a lot of time and space. He cuts the ball back. It's too far. Delat with a shot. And Maniapa dives on it with an easy save. And... that would be a chance Aston Villa rue, I'm sure. As now Bristol City look to come back on. But there was a bit of a miscommunication and it's easy for Chester to intercept. So Chester, Tishbola A chance to impress cultured left foot in this game and press the fans, you guys as well, as Ben Arthur lays Adoma through again. A bit more space opening up in this game now. Adoma puts the cross in towards the back post looking for El Mohammadi, but he couldn't get there, and it's hoofed clear, and Patterson does well to control it. And now here come Bristol City, but Tuanzebe has that one covered for sure. Ball up again. Atom Ben Arthur really getting involved in the game a lot more now. Atom Ben Arthur into a bit of space, shoots from range. Had the goalkeeper worried, but it's just over the bar with that one. As Hatton Ben Arthur picked it up in quite a lot of space now. He's coming into the game as other players are getting tired. Hatton Ben Arthur put under a little bit of pressure, but the shot is just over the bar. Adoma again. He is now finding lots of space on this side. Back heel into Ben Arthur's path. Ben Arthur, great tackle from the Bristol City centre-back as Watkins now brings it away for Bristol City. And they'll look to launch counter-attack, and there's a bit of space here for Smith. Smith turns when he didn't really have to, is through there, as Dowd is going to be held up by Delap, and he is, and he's got nowhere to go really. Dowd gets a low cross in towards Patson, who cuts it back, and that was a great interception from Kabai, and Adoma flicks it round the corner. Ben Arthur has it all the way out to Tammy Abraham, who was fouled late. Abraham, there's an overload on this right-hand side, and Richie Delat, he's got a bit of legs left in him. Cuts back, looks to give the ball back to El Mohammadi. El Mohammadi on the edge of the area. It's Albert Adoma! And Mainapper makes the save. Adoma didn't really get much behind it. And 15 minutes to go. It's turning into an end-to-end frantic game now. As Aston Villa just swarmed Adoui off the ball. Now, Tishbola into Ben Arthur. Ben Arthur round the corner to Abraham. Abraham, back heel. There's space on the right-hand side. It's Richie Delat. He looks to square it and just couldn't get enough on the pass. And Pisano gets it away. Headed clearance now. And here come Aston Villa again. It's all Aston Villa. Richie Delat goes for an early cross into the box. It's just too high. And the big tall centre-backs of Bristol City will be loving crosses like that from deep. And that's a lesson for Aston Villa, that those sort of crosses aren't going to work. And as the ball goes out, it's a yellow card for Hunt for his challenge on somebody. This one here was on Adoma. Yeah, very late in there. Number 32, Hunt for Bristol City. But we're going to just look to bring some fresh legs on now and make a double substitution to see who's tired and what we can change. So we're going to move Adoma onto the right-hand side. El Mohammadi is going to be replaced by... Oh, no, not Richie Delat. Richie Delat is... El Mohammadi is going to be replaced by El Ghazi. And Johan Kabai is looking all sorts of knackered. And Lansbury's going to come on for him. And this is what we'll do. I go 4-4. Now, we'll keep Ben Arthur just playing in behind. Both fullbacks are now looking pretty tired, but we're going to keep them as the attacking players as the double substitution happens. El Mohammadi and Johan Kabai off. Lansbury and El Ghazi on. Can Aston Villa get this breakthrough? And probably what may be a winner, although we know that Aston Villa love a bit of late antics for both conceding and scoring goals, as Richie Delat will get this ball. He'll just hold on to it and allow El Ghazi to do the overlap. The ball comes in. It's Abraham. What a touch. And a spin and a shot. Oh, it's just gone wide. Tammy Abraham with a lovely effort. Good work down the right-hand side as Delat let El Ghazi with the slightly fresher legs put it in. And Abraham took a touch round the defender and his half volley just goes past the post. And Aston Villa need a morale-boosting victory here. And it's just not coming at the moment. 10 minutes to go. Aston Villa look to spring a counter-attack as Bristol City on a not very likely venture forward, and it's Adoma, and it's a 4-on-3 here, and he's given the ball to Ben Arthur. Ben Arthur with time, shoots. What a save for Manyapa. And it's cleared. Delat will try and keep it alive, and it's just touched away by the Bristol City defender. And it is end-to-end and frantic at the moment, folks. There's no other way to describe it. Watkins holding it up on the wing, trying to create some space. Taylor back to Watkins. He's pulled Tuanzebe out of position. That should be Chester's, and is. And here come Aston Villa again. Richie Delat is literally dead on his feet. He's tried to feed Adoma, who's just not going to have the legs to get there. And and that could be the end of Delat as he's pulled up with an injury. He's going to have to try and soldier on. We've used all of our substitute. And we're going to have to keep him on with the risk of that injury. As Pisano throws the ball back in. And it's sort of missed, but falls to Higler. Luckily, as there is the injured Delat really struggling to keep up with play. We're going to have to push a last bit of acceleration out of him. As Patterson gets in behind the injured Delat. Patterson fires in across. This will be robbery. What a save from Nyland. What a save. He has kept Aston Villa in it, taking advantage of the injured Richie Delat. And the ball came across. And a back heel flick to the back post. And Nyland with a wonderful left-handed save. Oh, my word. Oh, Richie Dillette. Oh, look, he's injured, so he's going to go and cover the short as they try and take advantage of that again. Now, Aston Villa can potentially break here, but that's a poor pass out. And everybody is looking absolutely dead as the ball comes forward. And Richie Dillette is there to pick it up. And the ball, again, clearances just aren't working. Taylor, oh, Nyland was brought out very well and claims it. So, they're throwing. Neil Taylor's trying to make a run with whatever last energy he has, but Tuanzebe, I think, was fouled there, and he's read that, and the goalkeeper comes out and claims it, as it's 2 minutes of injury time in this frantic game. It's been entertaining, but there's been no goals, as Taylor picks out Watkins on the right-hand side. He's into the box. What'll he do? Low cross, Patterson, and Nyland makes another save. And it's just completely end-to-end. Is anybody going to get the breakthrough goal? At this moment in time, it looks like it's going to be Bristol City, as they now send 2 men for a short corner. Dillette trying to patrol both of them. And this will surely be the last chance of the game. Patterson swings it in. It's a good header clearance, but it's going to fall to Watkins, who's trying to turn and get space for the shot. And Aston Villa probably won't have the time to break. Or maybe they will. No, they don't. And it's 0-0 against Bristol City away at Ashton Gate. Not a bad performance at all. Very entertaining. We'll have to see what that injury to Richie Dillette is really like. But overall, not a bad performance. I'm not too upset with that one. Their goalkeeper getting man of the match. A bit of a dud day for the strikers. Abraham missing a few chances past the post. But how does that leave us in the league? Puts us down to 8th. We're not too far off. 4 points off top, who's Stoke, and 2 points off Derby County. So not that bad in how it goes at the moment. Johan Cabaye decreased a little bit, to be expected with his age, as national teams are just about to be announced. 7 players called up for international duty. That's quite annoying. Nyland, Chester, Bjarnason, Hurricane, Adoma, El Mohammadi and Yedinak all called up for their respective international teams. Let's just have a quick look to see if Richie Dillette has picked up a knock. It doesn't look like he has. It looks like he's come through it unscathed, although he is looking slightly unfit. But we will leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy it. If you are new, please subscribe if you want to see more PES or Football Manager like games and videos. And if you've enjoyed it, please leave a like on the video. The more likes, the more content I'll put out. So thank you very much for watching, guys. But for now, I'm out. Cheers.